I rushed to do this because I didn't expect the match to be on. So sorry that it's a bit all over the place. I rushed to do the graphic, the wording, um, and I couldn't have time to set up the stream how I wanted it to, so I just went basic and just pressed live. So apologies for that, but yeah, trying to see the actual lineup because I missed it. Have a look at the lineup. Bernal in goal, Antwi, Murray, Campbell, Szoboszlai, Malala, Harrison, Cardoso, McMahon, Shim, McQueen, Summerfoot, Shumbakoya, and Murray Campbell are starting after playing in the Conference League last season. I know there was a bit of uncertainty with that. Was they allowed to play in it? Obviously they are because they're playing, which is good, because this will be a good test for them. These are top sides. Bayern Munich under-19s have been really good this season. I had a quick look before this match kicked off just to see what this side was like, and they are a good side. Chelsea got some really good talent on the bench. Jazuli, that's one that I think a lot of fans will start to hear about in the next couple of years. I haven't watched lots of him, but I've been told a lot about him, that he's a really good talent just as much as McQueen is. He's playing up. He's still a schoolboy. He's not even a scholar, and he's in the under-19s UEFA Youth League squad. So, um, yeah, keep your eye on him. Abue, you know him. Well, you know his parent, who used to play for Arsenal. Then we signed Derry this season. He's on the bench. A solid team from Chelsea. This trying to work out how we're set up here. Just run the lineup. Team captain Shim. Um, giving me flashbacks with the yellow Champions League badge. To Izzy Brown when we won the UEFA Youth League years ago. And what a team that was. And I do want to do a video of where they are now and go back over them kind of videos in the next few weeks. Because there's a good few players in that squad that I don't think we utilised for the quality they had. Ole has done well at Nottingham Forest. Ruben Loftus-Cheek's doing well. Tamari's doing well. Ooh, the other went ahead again. Looked like it was Murray Campbell. No, no, it wasn't Murray Campbell. Ignore me. So it looks like Walsh is playing in the 10. He's played for the first team and he played a bit further back a little bit. I do think he's more of a 10. Oh, 2-1. Very good goal. Chelsea went 1-0 up and then the 2-1 behind. Is where you're gonna get tested. This level will show if our players are um, comparable to those around the world. Um, I do find it a little bit crappy at times that the teams, first teams, wherever they qualify, really gets a lot of these sides into the UEFA Youth League because there's a lot of sides that got really, really good sides and they don't get a chance to play in these tournaments. They play and they do well last season, some of them, but not enough of them. So sometimes some teams that you think are really good first team wise, the youth teams aren't as good, but Bayern Munich youth team from these first 26 7 minutes, really good. Just need to start playing the back passes a bit faster, I think. Yeah, the blue lines, yeah, I'm good. What about you? You good? Well, Chelsea are 2-1 down, so I'm not as good as I was before the game started, but hopefully we can turn it around. We're gonna do a quick poll. On the match tonight. Yes, I am worried about playing Bayern Munich, I won't lie. Police, he's looked really good since he joined them last season. Kane, since he joined them, just been scoring goals for fun. And Bayern Munich's form at the Allianz Arena has been really good, so I am worried about playing Bayern Munich, but at least we've got them out of the way, and then we've got 3 games where they should be winnable. I think we've got home against Benfica, home against who's the 3rd game? Ajax? No, gosh, I don't remember who we got in the 3rd game. Get in the comments and let me know who Chelsea have got in the 3rd game. Can't be bothered searching. I know we've got Paphos in the 4th game, and I think we need to get as many points on the board before we play them 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th game because I think we get fixtures turn a little bit harder. Barcelona in that. So I think we need to so I think we need hopefully 9 points from the next 4 games. Hopefully we can pick up some points and win against Bayern Munich and get 12 points in the first 4 games. I'll be happy with 9 points in the first 4 games. 9 or 10 points. Bayern playing really well here. I wish they'd stop putting that Bayern Munich thing that keeps coming on the screen because every time he does it, it goes back and we're already up the pitch and we've missed how we got up there. He's doing the heading already. 1.5 an hour into the game. If you're watching the game, um, predict how many times predict how many times that Bayern Munich thing will go off the screen before the match finishes. I reckon at least another 100 times. Yeah, I agree. We've not started the game well, have we? Bayern Munich seems to just be passing the ball really good, and we're nearly through on goal then. Bayern Munich Bayern Munich are playing really, really good at the moment. We haven't got a foothold of it in midfield. I think maybe we should push Walsh back into midfield a little bit just to get a good control on midfield a little bit, 'cause it feels like we're getting a bit overworked at times. I need to have a look at the lineup again because I've already forgot who's starting. Antwi, Cardoso's starting, isn't it, on the right? Oh, great pass from Shim. Chelsea been really good in youth football against a lot of these sides, to be honest. That's why we won back-to-back UEFA Youth Leagues was over the last few seasons, yeah, I will agree with you. The Chelsea have fallen off a little bit. Hopefully, we're seeing a lot more quality and evidence that Chelsea are back to being a side that will compete because of the last few seasons, we haven't, as much as we used to. UEFA Youth Leagues, we won 5 in a row, 6 in a row. Now we've not won it for a good few seasons. Um, Chelsea's problem's always been getting them from that step from under 18s, under 21s, go out on loan and be in the first team. It's a very hard path to get through, especially at a club like Chelsea where oh, we will buy players. We will buy players, and when they go out on loan, it's very hard to do well on loan because managers get sacked so quickly. So you could be signed from somebody, manager tells you he's going to play you here, he's going to play you all the time, and then 3 weeks down the line, he could be sacked, and you could be looking at a different manager that plays a different formation, and before you know it, you could be out the side and not be playing. So it's very hard to get these loan right to get into the first team because I do agree, step up from under 21s to playing regularly in the first team is very hard. Achimpong and George have pushed their way into the side in last season, but they're struggling to get solid minutes. And you're thinking to yourself sometimes, would it be better for them to go out on loan and get 20 games, 30 games, playing every minute, I mean, instead of playing cup games and when the player gets injured. Oh, they nearly scored again. But yeah, anyway, that's a rant about nothing. I've gone off on a tangent about something that was not even relevant to what we're talking about in the match. It's classes like Tammy, Mount and Paul. We dominated them, fell off. We missed a lot of the kids though. Yeah, yeah, I agree. We fell off massively. That crop got that chance, didn't we, when we had the transfer ban and Lampard came. Um, but before that, if Chelsea didn't get that transfer ban and um, who knows what would happen. Hazard would have played. Would Callum Hudson-Odoi got a chance for left wing? Probably not. Would Chelsea have gone and got another striker instead of giving Tammy Abraham a chance? Maybe. Would Reece have got a chance, or would we gone and got Hakimi or somebody like that? It's very hard sometimes, but yeah, we fell off. But we also, I think, about where a lot of the academy players started to get sick of waiting for a chance. So that crop of players that you're talking about, Tammy and Mount, just after them, a lot of the players are starting to feel like they wasn't even gonna get a chance, and some of these players were thinking that. Um, and then that summer happened, and the next thing you know, they're thinking, "I might go on loan again in maybe in the Premier League," maybe like Reece James, he went on loan to Wigan. If Lampard didn't come back and we didn't get a transfer ban, would he have gone on loan to the Premier League side, and maybe his chances might have not came. He might have signed somebody, he might have had a really good season on loan at someone, and fans might have said he wasn't good enough. So sometimes it's a massive swinging doors moment, and that was a massive one for it. Right now, 'cause it's very hard to see players going from under 21s to getting into the first team. You're talking about a left winger in Tyreek George, you've got Hal Garnacho and, Gittins, you've got Paez, you've got Estavo. So it's hard for academy players to even see her getting a chance really. Even McQueen is doing really well. He's a 16-year-old scholar playing under 21s, but look at Gittins and Garnacho, where does he see himself getting minutes next season? Maybe, but we'll have to have injuries really. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Thiago Silva's still yeah, he's, a Fashia his oldest son, so he's in the under-18 squad. He was on the bench last game. Then he's got another son that's still in our academy, I think he's under 14s at the moment, so he'll probably break for him in the next 2 years. Um, Centre back like his dad, um, Thiago. So I haven't watched a lot of him because I've only just started to watch the academy again this season, so I'm playing catch up with a lot of this kind of stuff. I've watched a few of these players obviously last season. I really do like Emenalo. I think he's one of the ones that probably will get a chance in the first team this season, if that's a Carabao Cup game, FA Cup game if we get an easy tie, or if that's when we get into the Champions League and hopefully we both qualify in the first team and the under-19s with games spare, and he jumps into the first team for the match day 7 or 8. Hopefully, we've already qualified by then, and Maresca looks at it where he can rotate a little bit, and he puts one of these players on the bench and brings him on. I think he's really good. Um, I don't know if it's because of his hair, where he reminds me of Nathan Ake, who was number 5 like him. His hair bounces like Ake's, but, he reminds me of a player that can play in midfield and at centre back. Um, he's very, very good on the ball, comfortable. Mm, I wanna see how he gets on in the next few seasons. I don't pretend that I know an awful lot about him, but yeah, it does remind me of Ake at times, but the hair probably does swing me in that direction a little bit. But I have seen him play midfield and he's doing really well, and Ake did that in our academy when he was in the U18s. He was, um, playing in midfield a bit, playing on the left-hand side a bit, because back then we had Samiri and Andreas Christensen was in our side, so yeah, we were stacked. We had Chalobah, older Chalobah and Nathaniel. They were like Antwerp, very good right-sided player. I watched him last season, I thought he was more of a winger, and I think he was, but I think they looked at him and thought for his best position of getting chance of making it in his career, maybe a fullback's better, learn the trade in defence. If you don't cut it there, you can go further forward, but It reminds me of Lamptey, just by his drop of the shoulder, taking a player. But Chelsea have been really good with academy players at right back. Todd Kane, Ola Reece James, Todd can't think of any others at the moment, but there is a good few others. Or Josh Achimpong, Derek Lamptey. So Chelsea have been really good at producing right-sided defenders. Left-sided seems to be a side that we always go out and buy. Hopefully, Samuel Smith going to Strasbourg and coming back and now going on loan to Swansea. He could be the guy that kind of makes it through from the academy. I know we signed him from Everton a few seasons ago, but he came as a scholar. Well, he signed as a scholar, so hopefully he can make it at Chelsea as a left back, left centre back. I'll check that, mate. I'm not too sure what's happening. Let me have a check on Mike. Let's see if that's a bit better. I've turned up the volume a little bit. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. If not, I'll try and change the mic if I can do. So we're nearly close to half time and we haven't had many chances since the start of this stream. Started it and I was just about to score, so um, I'm not seeing much of Cardosa or Shim. Shim's done a few good connecting passes, but chances wise, and many. Bayern are playing really good football around our just outside our box. So 5 or 6 times they've done good 1-2 passes around our box and got a shot off. To be fair to Solanke, I hear you on that, but to be fair to Solanke, he's turned his career around really, hasn't he? Let's be honest. He had 12 months where his contract wasn't gonna sign a new deal here, so he didn't really play much. Then he went to Liverpool and he didn't really make it. It was probably a step up, a new step up, but a really tough challenge to just break it because everybody then wanted him to get into the first team. Even he did because he signed him because we promised him that. And then he had to drop down a few leagues, went to Bournemouth, did really well. He's made a good career for himself, he's really, to be honest. I'd say he's probably one of the best strikers in the Premier League. Number 1 or 2 or 3, but he's not somebody that's fizzled out what you think is a championship player. He's a Premier League player playing the Champions League this season. Um, I think he's a good player, Solanke. Same with Tommy. Sadly, he got an injury. He was doing really well at Chelsea, but a lot of the Chelsea fan base didn't have the time for him, rightly or wrongly. I see positives and negatives about keeping him. I do think we needed somebody that was super lethal. But Chelsea signing him, but it was that he's done better than him since. So Jackson did well the last few seasons, but he was still the same type of missed chances kind of player. I think if we kept Tammy Abraham, if he didn't get the injury, he could have been easily backup striker for us this season. But Chelsea changed the ways, haven't they? And now we're looking at it where um, the whole fan base is happy with giving young players a chance. Back then, once that transfer ban had ended and Tammy Abraham hadn't finished all his chances, the fan base was up in arms that they needed a world-class striker, which was a bit harsh. 'cause I thought he did well for us, helped us get Champions League football next season. Jimmy J Morgan is on loan at Peterborough this season. Scored 2 and 2. 2 games he's played and he's got 2 goals for them. So, anyway, big one. It's not really working this so far. I think we need to make a change. If that's to put someone in midfield or get somebody closer to Shim. Left down, 2-1 down. Let's fire away with some questions. Any questions if that's about the match tonight, what the lineup will be? Get your questions in. We'll go by into that. Pretty disappointing that one. I don't even think the defender got it, so he just flicked it into the front post. I hope he does. I hope Maresca trusts Achimpong, but the fact that Achimpong played the first game when Tosin wasn't fit, I know we didn't win that game against Crystal Palace. I thought he had a really good game, and then he was out the side, wasn't he? So that kind of tells you what Maresca thinks. Tosin is the left back player that he wants to pick. And I think it's out of calibre for Fana and Achimpong, who's can play at the side of him all the time. I think I think when gets to January, I think they'll look at Achimpong and think maybe we just send him out on loan and get him minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea go and buy another defender if Fofana keeps getting injured, or I won't be surprised if we recall one of the defenders out on loan, if that's Anselmo, if that's Sarr, just to help us out, and then maybe send Achimpong. Maybe such Strasbourg sell the right back, and we said to them, "You can have Achimpong on loan," and we recall Sarr, who knows? Um, I know they was looking at Antwi, Strasbourg, so if they're looking at Antwi, who's a right-sided player, maybe they'll look at Achimpong and think he could play at the right-sided position. The worry I have with Achimpong against Harry Kane is Harry Kane, one chance he will score it. I do agree with you, but Harry Kane, one chance he'll score, and this fan base with Tosin can be player. If he has one mistake and Kane scores, what will the fan base say? He deserve to play ever again. So I'm a little bit worried about actually him starting him because if he does make a mistake, that'll be it for him. But if Thompson makes a mistake, the fan base will probably just say, "Well, the next game, which will be Wembley." That is a fact, I think. Maresca wants to play Tosin because of his passing. Yeah, I can't wait for Fofana to be back. I'm getting a little bit sick of him. I won't lie though. Him and Lavia. Um, I mentioned James, but he's kept himself fit for the last 6 or 7 months. Plus, Lavia, he was back training and he posted a couple of days ago with that mask on kind of thing. So it looks like he's had a step back. He's at travel with the Champions League squad. So um, I hope Lavia can keep him. I mean, Fofana can keep himself fit because when he is fit, he was doing really well. Him and well at the start of the season. The partnership was really, really good. We thought we had a really good partnership, and then he got injured, and then Yeah, scratched ahead and brought Cheltenham back, and he's done well. Yeah, I know. We got let off, haven't we, with tossing. That Fulham goal, they scored again, didn't they? Like a carbon copy last game. So, yeah, I agree. So who would you start as your centre back pair in Watchalong and Cheltenham tonight? Slow Strands. Strands, sorry for the butchering then. So I think I'd start Sanchez in goal. Richards has to start this one, didn't start last game. I think he has to start against Bayern Munich. I'll be happy for him to not start against Manchester United. I think it's more important we get a start in the Champions League. So I'd start with James. Chalobah will be starting for me. I do think you are right on, um, Tosin, but I think I'd start him. I think it'd be Tosin and Chalobah in centre back position, just because Harry Kane's lethal, and I think if they'd start lumping balls up, Tosin's more, um, got the build to handle Kane a bit more if it does become an aerial threat, or he just tried to play with his back towards goal and concede. Then go from there, honestly. He didn't start last game, so I think he's back into our side for this one. Caicedo and Fernandes, I think they start. Well, there is a little bit, 'cause looking at Fernandes and thinking your performances haven't been that great. I know he's got a few goals and assists from set pieces, like a penalty goal and a corner and an assist. Fernandes hasn't been doing that well for me. So Andre Santos, I don't think he'll do that. I don't think he'll start Andre Santos. There is an opportunity to potentially, if Palmer isn't fit, playing Enzo Fernandez and let's a bit further forward or three midfield and play Andre Santos with them. If Cole Palmer isn't fit to start the whole game, or Cole Palmer goes out into the wide position on the right. I don't really want to see that because I like Cole Palmer in the centre, but because we're away against Bayern Munich, maybe he does that. We've seen in the past. Away away against Bayern Munich 2012, Bertrand playing left wing, just to stop them. So maybe, Enzo Fernandez playing in midfield with a free midfield, confusing. My whole objective is to stop them, um, the wrong tactics like what we usually do, what Oscar wants to do, and show companies listing what the tactics are, give us a bit of heads up of what they're playing, but hopefully Goreska's tweaked it a little bit, so whatever they set up with, we've surprised them. Um, I would like to see Estevao playing. Didn't play last game, because he's trained. I would really like to see him start because I think he could be somebody that really worries Bayern Munich, and I think we need somebody that can, on the break, just worry the hell out of them. Estevao does that. Gittins started last game and he wasn't that impressed. Garnacho came in and did well, so it's a toss-up between them two. I think Neto will start on the left-hand side, and both of them will sit on the bench, and then João Pedro up front, but I wasn't impressed with him playing up front. I thought he did better when he dropped back a little bit, so it's gonna be interesting because Gary wasn't in the side, and I don't think he'll start him in this match. Midfield, if everyone fit, I want to see Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo in the front, and the three in Palmer. Yeah, I wanna say that, but the problem is Lavia getting unfit. I think he's I don't even know if he's played a full 90 minute yet for us. We're in what, 26, 27 months of him being here. So it's one of them where even if we started that, we'd have to bring him off Lavia just to um, get minutes. So just to save him. And it's a bit stressful because we've got Sergio injured, Lavia's keeps getting injured, so we really don't want to have 3 midfielders again in Caicedo, Enzo, and Santos for a few months of the season, so we do need Lavia to keep himself fit. Yeah, I agree. I think left back is a position that we need to target for Bayern Munich, even right back as well, Guerra, at left back. I think he's somebody that we should be targeting, and Gustavo on that wing should be doing really well. And Neto, with his confidence last few months, I think he could easily do really well. It'll be interesting to see what Maresca lines up here. Nicole Palmer's 100th appearance for Chelsea. Tonight if he starts or comes off the bench, um, I've already had a look into it. His numbers, I'll be posting a graphic with all his numbers, if he starts or comes on tonight, on Twitter. But his numbers in the 100 in the 99 appearances is crazy. I think it's like 72 goals and assists. 72 goals and assists in his 99 appearances for us. I think he's only started 88 of them games, so he's nearly got a goal or an assist nearly every game, and that is with him not really getting an open play goal since January until the World Cup. So, um, 5, 6 months of him scoring a goal, he's still got a crazy number. Surprised it's 4-4. I wouldn't be surprised if Bayern Munich score at least 2. Um, for us to score 4, Cobham needs to be fit and firing with João Pedro. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 4-4, 2-2, 3-3 type of score. Really hope we prove people wrong again, because, yeah, as you said, PSG in the Club World Cup, every fan base, rival fan base, even Chelsea fans a lot of them were writing us off winning against PSG, and we had one of the I would say probably one of the best performances we've had in many, many years, that game. Everything went right for us. Tactics was spot on by Maresca. Bypassed the press. Sanchez really, really, really good. That game, shot stopping, his passing, made a few mistakes, but he ended up with the saves and, I think he gave the ball away once or twice by accident. One with a misplaced pass, which set them up, but he saved it, so it wasn't a problem. But yeah, tactics, hopefully Maresca can do the exact same thing, this game. Hopefully the second half kicks off in this match very, very soon. Let me know in the comment section any other questions and I'll answer them. I've got a question for anybody that's listening. Who's your favourite ever academy player? Which one was you most excited about? That doesn't have to be the ones that made it. It could be other players. I'm sure I already know 2 players that I think you're all gonna comment. Um, but I'm interested to see what you say. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Bayern have conceded. I watched the last match though, they won, what was it? There was a 3-0, 3-1 up at half time. 'Cause I'm watching Jackson. They looked good last game, but they rested some players, which was a bit annoying. That's the problem with the Premier League compared to some other leagues at times. The Premier League, you don't get no rest. So when Chelsea come up to play these sides, you can't rest players as much. We did rest players, we brought Pedro off last game, didn't we, for the last 10 minutes for these 2 games coming up this week. But when you're Bayern Munich and you can be 3-1 up, 3-0 up at half time, you can put the players off and be a lot more fresh for this game. The players are walking out for the second half. Chavez scored both goals. He's looked really good that half. First time I've watched him, but he has scored a few goals for them this season. Yeah, sorry, mate. Don't know what's happening on my microphone. Let me see if I can change it. Change the microphone. Settings. I think I can change my name. Edit on there. Don't seem to be able to change my microphone. I've got one set up and I've got my computer. Could probably go on and probably be better, but can't seem to change it. Darn it. Sorry about this. Sorry about the microphone. I'll try and speak a bit clearer. Hopefully it gets better. I've moved the mic a little bit higher up on me. And for next time, I'll just swap the microphone out and get a different microphone. Yeah, Bayern Munich are just a top side in the Champions League, to be honest. The Allianz, they're just really, really good. Yeah, yeah, I do agree with you, though. Chelsea do love to be underdogs. So, like PSG, like when we went to in the 2012 Champions League final, underdogs mean most of the time. So hopefully tonight we get a result and we have a lot of people around. I think we could win, but we have to start the game as well, and we don't have any mistakes really in our defence because players like Harry Kane and Olise will punish us, um, if they get a chance. They've got Diaz as well, haven't they, that's signed from Liverpool, so oh, oh, have we scored? I think we scored. Don't know if I'm behind. And there we go, Shim's got his goal on red hot form. Our prediction for tonight's game for Chelsea vs Bayern Munich. Um, sorry for all these pause. I'm trying to think of it and give a really good answer where I don't say something and then it's completely wrong and I haven't thought about it properly. Mm, Spurs, I think the last few matches, there's been a few VAR decisions that have stopped us from conceding, and I do think we are a little bit clumsy at times. One not being on the side is one of them factors. I think he solid makes us a lot more solid, um, even though a lot of fans don't really like him. So I'm gonna go with a 2-2. I'm gonna go with a 2-2 draw. Let me know what you think the score will be. I think Chelsea will score first. I think Chelsea will score first. I think it'll be Cobham that scores, and then I think we'll go 2-1 behind. I think Bayern Munich will come into it, being at home, go 2-1 up. I think we will pull them back. I think it'll be Pedro that gets the second goal. I think Gustavo will cause havoc. and Pedro just finished the chance. What score prediction are you both thinking? The ones that are commenting, what score? To be honest, Enzo, I wouldn't be surprised if Enzo scores. He seems to be that type of player now, doesn't he, for us? Um, Pochettino, goals and assists wasn't coming as much under Maresca last season, especially in 2025. I think he's one of our top goal scorers this season, and the assists have come in. Um, Jesus Christ. Had to score from the half, hadn't he? And he nearly went in. Was you not confident under Thomas Tuchel? I was very confident under Thomas Tuchel, to be honest. But yeah, Mourinho's manager, Conte's Premier League season, the first year, and let's think about the second year, that was a complete mess up. Conte threw the problem plays out the problem because he didn't get the upgrades that he wanted. Um, Bayern Munich nearly score. Yeah, Conte threw the ties out the problem because he won the league and he wanted upgrades in his squad. And to be honest, he did wonders with that side because none of us thought we were going to win the Premier League that season. What he did with Victor Moses, it was just a backup move for Conte came in and became one known as one of the best wing backs in world football for a season or two. Every team in the Premier League started to use a back three, which completely bamboozled the Premier League into a back three. Um, that was a good season, but the second season wasn't. He just threw in his towel. I've not missed many Chelsea matches in my life, to be honest. I remember missing one of the Chelsea's matches under Conte. Um, was 1-0 behind against Newcastle, last game of the season, I think, of Conte's season, where he forgot, he gave up, he was just waiting for the sun. Um, and I turned the match off and went out because I was just getting too angry. That's one of the matches that I've missed in the last few years because normally I don't miss any. Let me know in the comment section what type of video you want me to do in the future, because I do wanna start doing some more content. I've got an FPL channel where I've been doing a lot of FPL and Champions League, fantasy content, and Chelsea content hasn't been as regular as I wanted to, but now the season's started, finding my feet, I'm gonna, pick up Chelsea content, but I wanna do content that you guys wanna actually watch. I don't wanna spend an hour talking about something that you guys actually don't even care about, so let me know in the comment section what you want me to do. I was thinking about doing maybe a Louis Blythe's ones to look out for, and Anello, McQueen, and Walsh, we all know probably a little bit about, but maybe doing a few other ones that I think we need to know about in the future, and maybe you start to trick them a little bit, if that's watching the under-18s matches or, watching highlights of these games. I think Chelsea, I think Bayern Munich have been the better side in this game, but has been too high the way we scored. Could easily see us scoring a goal and winning it, especially when you got someone like Shim that's head and shoulders really. I don't want to overhype him, but I think he's compared to a lot of players in the under-19s Champions League, UEFA Youth League, he's very much ready for first team football. There is a good few other players really good and ready for first team football around Europe as well, but Chelsea. If Chelsea didn't have the players that they had, maybe he would get a chance if he was somewhere else. Maybe we'd be getting first team football or on the bench at some places. At Chelsea, we've now got Pedro that's the main striker with Liam Delap injured. We've got Gary that we've recalled off loan. We've got Washington that we've recalled off loan. I'm trying to think of others. We've got Fafana that we sent on loan. We've got Morgan that we sent on loan. I think if it was somewhere else. Oh, really good touch from Cardoso, the chest, then the turn back over to Antwi. Oh, ooh, good player. Great field pass to Cardoso. Lovely chest ball, then a flick with his outside of his boot, behind him, back heel pass to Antwi, who was running on behind or underlapping him. Then a good cutback. The chance wasn't finished. I think it came for Bayern Munich player, blocked. I think that was going in. That could have been 3-2. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, Chelsea have signed Omega as well from Strasbourg that's going to sign in the summer as well. So what does she think of that? I would not be surprised if Chelsea have already spoken to Strasbourg, obviously because we own both clubs, but there's people at Strasbourg obviously that make the decisions as well as Chelsea, like Lawrence and Will Stanley make at Chelsea. There's players and people that make transfer decisions at Strasbourg as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if Shim is one of them players that when we do sign him, Shim maybe goes over to Strasbourg and plays up front for them. Shim's the captain for the under-19s this season. Omega, Strasbourg is the captain for Strasbourg, so I'm not saying he's going to Strasbourg and be captain, but um, maybe they see him as a player that could um, benefit in starting games and save them money, Strasbourg, where they can buy other players. Maybe we do what we did with maybe maybe we do what we did with Samuel Smith, we actually sell him to Strasbourg, get a good fee for him. I wouldn't be um, in favour of that, but like when you bought Hato at left back and you're thinking Samuel Smith wants to be playing all the time, maybe you send him out on loan send him to Strasbourg, plays, and hopefully he does well in the next few seasons. Buy him back because we can obviously buy him back. We can put a clause in it, whatever. But then at least he knows I'm here. I've got to prove myself. This is my career. I need to do well here because this is about my career now. Because when we sign him, what does Jim think about his chances next summer? Because pre-season, I'm sure if Delap keeps doing what he's doing, if Pedro keeps doing what he's doing and Delap does what he does, and then Maga Stanley coming to the side, I think he'll be wanting to get a chance in pre-season, so Shane might get a chance even though he's done really well. Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of it. He went to Como, didn't he? Is that the player under Fabregas, isn't he? A lot of teams are looking to get him. I haven't watched a lot of him, but I'm sure you're not surprised, but I am one of the players that does play a lot of Football Manager, um, and trying to get the youth players through, not successfully because I'm one of the managers that um, gets a bit frustrated about the potential of these players. I do want a really good side as well, and some of the players that I've got high hopes on. Um, Football Manager doesn't believe they're as good as I make them out to be. I try to prove them wrong by playing them all the time and hope that they progress, but they don't, and then I get annoyed. Again, Bayern Munich are on that defense, linking up really well around our box. Oh, that was a chance for a break that. Bad first touch, we got fouled, played back, but thing with the thing with Paz is where do you see him fitting into the side? This is the problem I have with a lot of players that we could potentially sign from now till whenever. If it's not a centre back or a goalkeeper, I am scratching my head and thinking, "Why have you joined? Because are you gonna get a chance?" Do you know what I mean? Left back, we've got Cucurella and Hazard. Don't think anybody that's signed young, promising can get a chance. Samuel Smith as well. Then centre back, we've got Cobham, we've got Anselmino, um, we've got Sam. We're looking to buy another defender, so I'm not against the defender, but we've got Fofana, we've got Chalobah, Tosin, Achapong. Right back, we've got Gusto and James, potentially Antwerp, and Chimpong if you want to play him there. Then in midfield, stacked again, Lavia, Caicedo, Andre Santos, Fernandes, Souček. We've got people like Walsh, Kieran O'Dyer, Paez. Then up front, and then on the wing, we've got Stanley, Neto, um, sure, I've got a few young players that I'm not thinking about. McQueen, Palmer, João Pedro, Watford Timber on loan, Gittins, Garnacho. Um, yeah. So I think I need to see a player signing and coming into our side. You know what I mean? Because Chelsea will buy young players, I think. I think we'll keep doing this model. We'll be interested to see what happens with this thing that we're getting done by UEFA about our old owners and what they did. Oh, what a goal! 3-2, as I said, I think, we could win this. Is that very Campbell? These are the type of players that have had chances in the first team, um, and really good, and if they wasn't at Chelsea, they'd be deserving of a place in the first team somewhere. I'm not just hoping that these players, Murray Campbell is being like he had the armband for the under-19s at times, um, this international break, under-18 to me, a really good player. Under-21, under-20s he played for actually. Really good player. Um, but as I said, centre backs we've got Anselmino, we've got Sam. So it gets hard for these economy players to get the chance on them, which they do. Um, Chelsea will always go and buy somebody. Chelsea are winning 3-2. Chelsea just scored Murray Campbell. So Antwi, Shinmo and Murray Campbell have scored for Chelsea. Great goal by Murray Campbell there. Really good goal. Chelsea only play, I just want to quickly mention, Chelsea only play 6 UEFA Youth League matches. So remember, Chelsea play and play the exact same day as Chelsea, so Chelsea will play Benfica next match at home, will be at Cobham, because obviously Chelsea are playing the Champions League match that night at Stamford Bridge, or maybe we'll play at Kings Meadow, so fans can watch it. But yeah, we play the first 6 games, we don't play the whole 8 game because there's other sides that qualified for the UEFA Youth League from what we did in the league, and the teams that aren't the top spots will play each other against these sides that have qualified that way to see who gets through to the next stage. You know, like in the Champions League where they play 8 games and then they have that qualifying kind of matches, um, where the teams that didn't fully qualify play the top sides. Well, they play each other, then they play the top sides instead. They play teams that are just below that good table will play the sides that have qualified from the league stages, and then the top sides and the bottom sides in that bit will face each other in the next round. So they won't play the 7th and 8th game as the Chelsea games. But hopefully Chelsea get through and they won't have to play these games. And yeah, Chelsea will get through. And the first team will be qualified by game week 7, as I said, and then the likes of Shim, McQueen, Emanalo, Movie Campbell, Antwi will get a first team chance in the dead rubber games, as we say, where Chelsea have already qualified, hopefully, and they'll get on the bench, and Chelsea will rotate for that 7th and 8th game in the senior side, and we can see some of these players get a few minutes. And if not, hopefully they'll get a chance for the League Cup. We've got Lincoln next week, so hopefully one of the 2 of these players get a chance in there on the bench. Don't expect them to start, but Shin could do with his form. He could easily get a chance because Gooey's played for Sunderland in the Carabao Cup this season, so he's cup tied, so we can't play in it. So we're recording, we can't actually play. So if he doesn't play against Bayern Munich or Man United this week, Gooey, he can't play in the Lincoln match, so he'll be waiting for the Jack for it. So if we're recording, he won't be playing for 2, 3 weeks. But Shin could be a player that gets a chance because if Pedro plays in these next 2 games against Bayern Munich and Man United, he'll want to mostly want to rotate Mane, and because he can't play Gooey, he'll be out of him or Washington, with Washington being cold, so maybe he gets a chance in the League Cup. But the form that Shim's been in and Washington's not been at Santos, I think it'd be Shim that should be getting the chance against Lincoln. And then you have Jack Pedro on the bench, and if um, it's not going well, bring Pedro on off the bench. I think João Pedro could easily do well against Lincoln. We've got some under 21 games where we're playing Championship League 1, League 2 sides. 21s are playing these sides and he's doing well against these sides, so he could easily do well against these sides, especially when he's got some first team players in the side with him. Because Chelsea won't drop completely. There's players probably like Garnacho and Andres Santos in the side. So the side will be really, really good. So I am interested to see what Chelsea line up like against Lincoln. Chelsea have been lethal in front of the goal because I think Bayern Munich have been a better side most of the game. A lot of really good passes around our box. Good link up play, but they've only scored 2 and Chelsea have scored 3 goals. Antwi's finish was really, really good from a tight angle. Goalkeeper probably shouldn't have been beat on his near post, but I'm not complaining because it's Bayern Munich. But Chelsea goalkeeper Shems was a good finish, and Murray Campbell's was even better. Yeah, Benfica are a good team. I agree, especially now Mourinho's going back to them. Yeah, as you said, it's going to be interesting because Mourinho just won't want to lose. I know he's played us a lot of times. I think it'll be his 15th time he's played us since he's been manager and then coming back since. He's lost he's lost 7 of them. We won 5 and we've drawn 2, so he won't want to lose. and Benfica have got some good players that could really help us. I could see I could see Mourinho doing really well. A bit like what he did with Inter Milan. I don't think he's obviously gonna win the Champions League with them. I think they will be wrote off by a lot of teams, and I think he'll have that siege mentality with these players. But I think they will be looking to win the league with them. And Sporting won it last season, didn't they? So I think he will want to win the league, and I think he will do really well in the Champions League. And I hope it's a bit too early for him, 2 weeks time. He manager, he probably only have one game with the Benfica side, maybe 2. We don't know the fixtures for Benfica, but I'm hoping it's a bit too early for him to have his tactics started for us, but he will try and make it difficult for us. We know even at Chelsea, when we had a very, very, very good side, he made us very hard to beat, so don't expect him not to set up like that. Mourinho over the years has not changed much. Maybe that's why he's not looked at as much as he was years and years ago, but he's still a very, very good manager. Let's not write him off. I still hold him really highly regarded. Maybe that's because I'm so biased about his first stint here and his second stint where he won the Premier League again. But that second season when he came in, I didn't think we were gonna win the league. Um, he got 2 players that um, changed us. Fabregas, his passes, and Diego Costa. Them 2 players just made us from a hopeful to a top side, didn't it? Um, and that's what I thought Chelsea would do up front this season. I'm not saying that João Pedro isn't that because he started the season off well, but I thought we'd get somebody that was just like lethal Osimhen level, if you know what I mean, but I'm not writing off João Pedro. He's proven me wrong, I'll be honest. João Pedro so far, I didn't rate him off, I was a little bit worried about the fact that he wasn't starting every game for Brighton, and when you're not starting every game for Brighton, it gave me a little bit of a red flag. I wasn't worried about him scoring penalties. I think the quality that he had was really good, but I was just a little bit worried about why he's not starting. Is it injuries? Is it because he keeps not fitting the tactics? Is it because he keeps falling out with players? And that's what worried me a little bit. I know he had a little bit of a reported little scuffle with one of the players back into the last season, kind of maybe worried me a little bit. Same with what's happened with Garnacho at United. That worried me, what's happened with him, but I'm gonna try and wipe the slate clean with Garnacho, ignore what's happened in the past, do a bit of Men in Black and um, raise my memory, and give Garnacho the chance to just prove me wrong. Um, if he does well, great. If he proves me right, well, I don't wanna have any thought about the past, if you know what I mean. If he does something bad here, then that's on him, if you know what I mean. I'm not gonna use some weird examples because he's still young and hopefully he's learnt from the mistakes and we know by Man United standards, um, he's a really toxic environment and a hard one to do well in. United have signed a lot of players. They've bought in Mbeumo and Kuna this season. We don't know if they're gonna fit in, just because a lot of it is square pegs round holes. There's a lot of miss over the years since Ferguson left. Moyes has joined, Van Gaal, Mourinho. They've got a lot of they've signed players that are really, really good, but don't fit together. One of that is Juan Mata, absolutely unreal player. Obviously, I'm so biased because I'm a Chelsea fan, but when he went to Man United, I knew from the start it wasn't going to work out. He didn't fit. Moisey still wanted to play the long ball up to Fellaini, so Mata wasn't going to be that player that was going to do what he was doing at Chelsea. So, and over the years, United have bought a good few players. They're really, really good, but don't fit. Di Maria, good player, didn't fit because of what's happened. Sancho came to us, did a little bit better, but at United doesn't fit because he's more of a winger. United want them wingers to be scoring goals, and that's not Sancho's locker as much. I know. I'm sorry about the audio. I can't change it. The annoying thing is, um, because I've picked the audio, I can't seem to change it. Let me try and change it one more time. So I've got two microphones, and I could change it to the other one, but it won't let me edit. It won't let me edit which microphone I'm using midstream. So I'm gonna bin this one off and not use this on my next stream. I apologise for the microphone. We've got 15 minutes until the game's finished, and then for the next one, I will not use this microphone. Yeah, that goal was that goal was. I don't know if you guys are old enough, and I'm showing my age here. But search Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank against Manchester United. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's goal against Manchester United is one where he's on the left-hand side. That American ball goal reminded of me, just a rocket into the right-hand corner. And it's in my mind because obviously playing Man United at the weekend. But yeah, I'm old enough to remember Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's goals. I won't say how old I am, and hopefully you can't see too many goals. But let me know if you remember that goal. Are you old enough to remember that goal? Took on somebody on and I completely missed it. Number 19. I don't even know who came on. There was two. I was on a rant, wasn't I, that I've completely missed it. Let me know in the comments who came on from Chelsea and who came off. Missed it completely. Who's our under 18, under 19 manager? McFarlane. McFarlane came this season. Um, Came as a coach. I believe he came as a coach because he was really highly rated at Southampton. Um, and then there was really surprised and with um, Olahan going to Strasbourg as assistant manager to Rossignol. Um, he became the under 21 manager and then he's the under 19 manager as well because a lot of the players that are going to be playing in this tournament, a lot of them made the step up into under 21 football as well. So a lot of the players that you're seeing playing tonight will probably a lot of them will play. Yes. Oh, offside. No, foul. Mary Campbell knocked down and Shim scored it. But they said that he was climbing on the defender, I think. Good little tail by Shim though, that lusty defender just turned around him. these are the little things that make a striker really, really good, in it's, being a fox in the box, but also losing your man, and that's what I really like about Shim. He's got a lot of quality on the ball, link-up play. He still could do a lot of work off Bernal. Bernal came out like a crazy. Um, where was it then? Shim, there's he's still only 17 years old, Shim, so there's still a lot of work to fine-tune him. And you can't say that any 17-year-old is fully polished. Even a young Lionel Messi, when he broke into the Barcelona side, he wasn't the finally finished tuned player that started scoring 50 goals a season. I know he was very, very, very good, but players still need time to develop into a top striker for Premier League football. And I think he still needs a little bit of work on his 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 back behind with his back facing goal, and him turning and having the strength to hold off players. At this level, still he's very good at that. But going against top strong centre backs, like say, for example, you go against Van Dijk, you don't expect him to outmuscle him, spin him like a um, strong centre forward would do. That probably will do in the next few years as he develops maturity wise. Still got a lot of growth in him, but his stature is still really good. But he's going to grow. Um, but yeah, the one thing that I do really like about Shim is he doesn't just stay put in the box and just say, play the ball to me, I'm standing here, and let the defenders have an easy ride. He'll close them down, he'll make movement, and he'll make that defender think he's marking him. And then 2 seconds later, he has to look again and look again and look again, just to make sure where Shim is, because he doesn't keep moving. He didn't look at his little link play, but he moved himself out the defenders into a bit of a midfielder spot to get the ball and help play. But yeah, I do like that about him, because when you make a defender keep checking themselves and keep checking where you are, then they're not looking at the ball and the player that's actually got the ball at the moment. So if they keep checking what Shim's doing, they're going to be taking their eye off. If he's in the first team, let's say a Gustavo or a Palmer or a João Pedro, and if you give them a second, they could actually take a shot off, or they could make a pass that was unexpected. So they look at the ball for a second, Shim's made a movement, and look back, Shim's moved, and then the next thing you know, the player's made a pass, and they've left the ball behind the man. Um, it was really good with Jackson, but Shim's got that as well. Delap's got that as well. Delap's got that really good play, running wise, not just running in behind, but also his runs. He's really good with his first time finishing. So I hope Delap gets back fit as soon as possible, and he because I think when Delap's fit, Pedro will need a rest. 8 minutes of this game left. Um, 3-2. I hope we hold on. I wasn't expecting Chelsea to score 3 goals in this game because Bayern Munich have been really good defensively, but the finishes have been really good. Bayern bringing on some players to try and change it. I'm going to check who the hell came because no one's commented who the hell came on for Chelsea. So now that's about a half-time sub. Subs. Well, Sol Gordon came in from the Queen. The Queen hasn't had the best of, well, the most impactful games. I didn't even notice that he wasn't on the pitch. It would be good to get the fourth and kill this game. I just hope we hold on and don't concede here because it would be a massive 3 points. Chelsea have got some really, really hard games in the Champions League. Never look. I think we've got Benfica at home, the first one. Then is it Ajax? Because I know Hato is playing against. I know Hato's going back to his old side. So what have we got? Benfica at home after Bayern Munich. So the under-19s have got them. Then we're at home against Ajax. Under-19s have got them. Then we're at home and then we're away against Cobham. So the under-19s have got them. Then we're away against Barcelona. Then we're at home against Barcelona in match day 5. The under-19s will play them, and then we're away against Atalanta. And then the under-19s won't play Paphos or Napoli. So then, well, the Paphos game is the one where we should be really winning. The, under, the first team, the first team's qualified to make the under-19s qualify, and I won't pretend that I know anybody from Paphos. They might be really good, and I might be writing them off too early. We'll see in the next few weeks, but I do think if we played them, I think we would have beat them comfortably. Atalanta, but good few players that have came through the side over the years. Barcelona, we all know about Barcelona's academy, so that'll be a really good test. Number 15 is about to come on for Chelsea. Didn't see who it was. Sorry, I forgot that was in stream and was making noises. Give me a score predictions for tonight's game. What did I say? I've already forgot what I said. 2-2. I'm going with a 2-2 draw. Chelsea score first, Pedro. We go 2-1 behind and then we pull one back. And I think I'll be happy with a 2-2 drive with a 2-1 behind and we pull one back. Bayern Munich's a tough ask. Free game, I'll be happy with a 2-1. A 2-2 draw. Ideally, I'd like us to win. Gazuli's came. I'm a lot watching Gazuli. I do really like him from what I've watched in the England side last week and the Chelsea games so far this season. I do like him. I've been watching him. Really, really good player from what I've seen. I need to watch him a bit more because I'm trying to play catch up. I've got a son now. Well, I'm a dad. Last year became a dad, so last season was a write-off for me in terms of watching academy football. I watched the first team, didn't watch really many of the Lone Army. Watched a bit of Strasbourg and a few Dortmund matches, but other than that, it was just Chelsea first team only. Because sitting around watching 2 hours of Chelsea academy matches didn't feel right when I've got a crying son. So I had to downsize, and the academy made way. And I'll be honest, over the seasons, I started to lose a bit of love for the academy. Maybe that was one because I started to lose hope that some of these players would get a chance. And I also, the form of the Chelsea team wasn't the greatest. I know that's kind of um, being a glory hunter, kind of at the same time. But I don't expect Chelsea to now start winning. But and now I've got the time, I do want to start to invest a bit more time into them and start to learn some of these players because the way Chelsea have been going the last few seasons, I do think there's a chance that some of these players do get a chance. Yes, it's going to be hard because Chelsea are buying a lot of talent, and they probably, with the fees that they was signed for, will get a chance ahead of some of these players. I do think some of these will get a chance, so I do want to make some tabs on them, even if they don't make it at Chelsea. I like to see how they get on because even if the players like Tammy Abraham, Fikayo Tomori, Ruben Loftus-Cheek haven't made it here, or they still not here, I'm happy to see them do well, and I'd still treat their careers after they've left. So we've got minutes left. Are Chelsea going to hold on? Let me know in the comment section. Are we going to concede? I'm really sorry. I'm up for the just before I do finish. 5 minutes added on, but I'm really sorry about the microphone. I'll fix it for next one. It won't let me change it, so I've accepted that this is the microphone. I don't want to stop it and then try and do another one because that just makes a lot of effort. But I'll try and fix it for next stream. New summer signing Jess Derry coming on. I watched him last season when he played Chelsea. A long game. Did show a little bit, but I wasn't like, wow, we need to sign him. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I don't know much about him, so I'm learning about Jess Derry just as much as some other fans will be doing. So don't try and feel like I'm trying to be an expert. I will all the time hold my hands up when I don't know about a player. Um, because I don't like to be that type of person that says he's this, he's that, and I'm Google searching it or watching YouTube clips to tell you guys who this player is or what they're about. I think it's I think there's a lot of people that do that on social media. Not that it's wrong to use Google to your advantage to find out about players on YouTube. But I think the eye test and watching these players and get your own opinion on them goes a long way because even if you don't agree with somebody, at least you stand corrected with what you think instead of just Googling it and taking your own decision on that. Watching it, at least you've built your decision on what you've seen and don't copy what your device is. X play is really, really good. Don't take that as the be all and end all because I could be wrong. I'm not a scout. I did look to try and be a scout, but I needed money. So I've been that idea years and years ago. I have looked at potentially doing it again, but I don't think I've got the skills to be a top end scout as much as I love football and watching youth football. I don't think I've got the eye to pick out the player and tell a club, "Go and buy him because he's this." If I became a stamp, I'll be saying to every club, no matter who you are, if it's a top club, if it's a non-league club, go and look at Chelsea. Speak about Chelsea players because that is my bread and butter. Even now, though, I've not got the bread and butter locked in. There's a few players in this under-19 squad that I don't know much about, and I'm learning just like you. Right, we've got a minute, and then Chelsea will hopefully seeing off a 3-2 win, and I'll be ending this stream. Thank you everybody that watched all the way through. Thank you everybody that's watched and liked the video. Try and get me up to, if you're watching this video right now, hit the like button and try and get as many likes as possible. We've got seconds left of the game, and hopefully we get the win. And hopefully this is a sign that Chelsea will also beat Bayern Munich in the first team. 3-2 win. I'll be happy with that. Let's see. Next thing from Bernard. Final to Bayern Munich just before they finish. There we go. Get it out the field. 95th minute. Referee probably allowed on a few seconds, so this will probably be the last attack. Don't concede. Everybody get back. Don't make a foul. Offside. That should be it. Chelsea should have won. First game. I'll be back for. I'll be doing another watch along for the second game because I know that UEFA are showing the match for the second game. So Chelsea at home against Benfica. I'll be doing another watch along, so please do watch it next time. Hopefully, the microphone will be a lot better next time, and I'll have a lot more time to plan things. So I'm going to try and do it where there's a lot more graphics than it's just me on the screen, and we'll try and do a few bits when it gets a bit boring. Lineups for the first team, stuff like that. Make it more interactive, get some comments, goals, etc. Chelsea won. Hopefully Chelsea win in tonight's match. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, hit the like button. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.